So this is the I Am Collective, January 13th, 2022. So a couple things. So after that call, if you guys haven't seen it, or you weren't participating in it, like, please go back and watch the call, the recording from 111 from Tuesday. It was super, super powerful. And then Tuesday night, I put on my very first Cosmic Groove in a public event. So I DJ'd and curated the event. I did energy work. I had cards that people could pull. I had milky quartz from the from the shores here in Washington that people could take with them. So Shireen, it's on. There's a Facebook group called Collective Creation. If you're friends with one of us, how did you come to be here? You're not sure?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Shireen.
I don't remember. It may have been from another friend. I tend to go online and join groups like in the middle of the night, and I wake up in the middle of the night, like I make purchases. I really don't know. I do have a friend who's in this group as well, but it may have been through her, but it may have been one of my late night going through groups and finding things.
Okay, great. So we'll make sure we connect before the call ends, and I have your information, and then I'll friend request you and add you to the group.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for just following your intuition and being here. Anyway, so what I want to say about Tuesday night. So it was 2 hours, and I had about 50 people show up. It's one of the largest attendance they've had, like, ever for this type of event. And it was a face-friendly event. So without restrictions, you didn't have to show proof of vaccination or not, and it was your option, your choice, whether to wear a mask or not. And I called it raise the vibration, and I gave the premise, the pre-fold of it, of since March of 2020, the message has been consistent from spirit, from my guides, like, keep the vibration high, choose love, don't listen to the fear porn or whatever, like the fear mongering, like, choose love, keep the vibration high, do whatever you need to do, keep the vibration high and keep in alignment. So I've been doing these dances online. I've been doing them in the park. I've been doing them at my home and at other people's homes. But usually, like, the ones I've done at other people's homes has been kind of like they're giving me a little bit of a genre to work with. This was my playlist, my, like, ascension, raise the vibration playlist, right? And I was so blown away. Like, the vibration was so high. And I kept playing songs, and I was like guiding people, and then after we did like an opening circle, and then we did a closing circle, and I said, you know, the intention tonight is to raise our heartbeat, like raise our heart rate, raise our heartbeat, raise the vibration together, and then send that out into the world. And so there were parts in the night where and to me, it was like kind of like what we do here in the group, right? Like, we join our energy, and then we send it, we use it. And I was running around with tuning forks, like, during it. So even before and then during, I was like amplifying the space with Schumann's resonance and the sun frequency and solar plexus and heart chakra and sacral chakra. And then afterwards there was a circle again, and people were saying what they got out of it. And I had 3 people there who have their own groups and their own space that were like, I would love for you to come do this at my space. That's what I've been wanting. That's what I've been working towards. That's what I've been creating for the last 2 years. Like this event on Tuesday was 2 years in the making in my heart, you know? So part of what I saw and why I'm sharing this is not only like to me, that the work that I do with you guys here and the work that I've been doing personally and what I've been studying, and like it all kind of culminates here. Like it's this hybrid of Jules the metaphysician and Bijou the DJ. like made this debut of this hybrid. And you guys know that I refer to myself as cosmic groove leader. When people say, what do you do? And I say my job title is I'm the cosmic groove leader, and I'm a starseed alchemist. And so I don't really know what else to say about it, except that I saw afterwards how much during the evening I was teaching people about energy, about how to use energy, about how to anchor it in, about how to send it. And I think there's more of that needs to happen. You know, like there's more of having people be aware. And then the other thing is that Eric got a, I'm not gonna be able to look it up there, but he got a message about like everybody's truth, like they're right in their truth. If you're convinced that, you know, that you're gonna get COVID and die, like that's gonna happen. If you're convinced that you can't eat meat and that's like dense and whatever and not for your body, then it's not for your body. Like if you're convinced that you can only eat organic and that's your truth, then that's your truth, right? Like whatever it is, that's our truth is like what plays out. And we go back to what we were talking about on Tuesday about this like reclaiming our soul, reconfiguring our soul. I forget the word. It was like I feel like it was reclaiming that Christy was saying. Okay, Shannon's coming in now on her laptop. Wish I could tell you the words of it. Oh, here is the last bit too. So the last 3 or 4 sessions that I've done with people has been I've been guided to do energy work with their heart. And it doesn't always happen that way. It happens in session where if I'm guided to do it, but it's been very specific about working with people's heart and doing what's called noble healing, where it's, and if I'm being redundant, please let me know, but it's like where you offer the person the apology they'll never get. But how it's been coming through, I'm like, I don't know who's doing the speaking, or like who is it? Because it's a little, because Ho'oponopono is over here, like it's all over here where I am, or where you are. It's the responsibility is here. Like I'm sorry, but then this noble healing comes in of like, I'm so sorry that you know that I did this to you. And so there's something about that too, of like this like nurturing of the heart space, or this acknowledgement, like maybe it's for the collective, like this noble healing for the collective of like, I'm so that the collective gets the apology that they never would get from whoever that is for them, you know. So that's all I have to say to start with. And I don't quite know what it is in there, but there's something about the like purity of truth, like your truth is true for you, And that is how it is. And it is an absolute and right truth. And collectively healing, or something with the heart. I don't know, something with the heart. So that's what I've got.
You know, that picture that you posted, I mean, I just love it. And I know that we've been working with that for the past couple times. So amazing. Shireen is saying the term noble healing, a theme that has been showing up for me as a pattern of holding. I haven't seen the rest of it. Shireen, if please feel free to talk too and to share it with us, so that we, you know, you don't necessarily have to send a message. We can definitely, we love your input.
Oh, I was just, I never heard
This
the
is a very
term.
informed group.
Oh, sorry. I never heard
That's
the
okay.
term noble healing. And I like that term. I resonate with that. It's been coming up for me lately, that in the way that I, noble healing and healing at the heart level, because I hold grudges. And I know, I mean, my brain knows that when I hold a grudge, it's not helpful, but my heart never doesn't get that message. My heart still, I still hold on to it in these pieces of me. And I came to the term, I actually had the phrase that I said in my head, I'm waiting for an apology that I'll never get from people who have since moved on.
Right.
And I know that me holding on to that old hurt is only hurting me. And I'm not necessarily in touch with, well, I don't know. I'm sure I have a council of healers or something in spirit, but when I do think of the energy work that I do, I call it kind of like heart song. And that's where I definitely connect on the physical level at the heart chakra. So I just thank you for seeing what you said. It resonates with me, and I once again feel like I'm in the right place.
Beautiful. I love when that happens here. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a couple things with that, is that for me, that's the premise of it. I'm very close to being certified as a Ho'oponopono practitioner, facilitator. And one of the things they say is that you start Ho'oponopono with "I love you," because the declaration of "I love you" instantly connects you to divinity, because love is who we are. It's where we came from. It's all there is.
Yes.
All there is. And that, so I use the phrase in the energy work that I do, that I use the frequency of love.
Yes.
I'm all about the frequency. And so there's a tapping into the frequency of love. And the other thing that I wanted to say in response to that is, like you were talking about holding grudges. A turning point for me was there was an EFT tapping sequence that I was doing on anger and resentment. And two of the tapping points, she said two things which I will never forget, and it shifted everything for me. One was, I'm wearing a suit of armor with the spikes on the inside. It's like that saying of like, I'm taking the poison and I want you to die. Like you said, like they've moved on already. They're not upset about it. They're clear, they're right, and they moved on. And we're over here stewing in it. So that leads me to the second tapping point, where she said, I'm upset about something that already happened. And that forever changed it for me, that I was like, it's done. Like ancient Rome yesterday, same thing. It's done. And it's only in the present moment if I bring it in the present moment. Like if I'm speaking it or I'm thinking it or whatever, somebody's like, oh, what happened with that girl? Oh, girl, let me tell you. And then I'm hooked right back in. So there's something to that of like, it's done, and being cognizant maybe of when we're regurgitating something or when we're bringing the past into the present. And I feel like there was something else about that I wanted to say, but that's all I can remember for now.
I actually want to add to that
Yeah,
because there was something that was really powerful that I saw on Facebook the other day. And it said, if you're angry at me for something, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you're angry at me for something that I never did because you thought it was something that actually happened, or there was like this whole thing. But
yeah,
regardless, our crappy committee inside of our heads takes our experiences from our amygdala, the traumas, the all of that, takes our experiences and creates a story.
mhm,
And so the story that we hear in our head over and over and over again isn't necessarily what's happening.
right.
But we still, like, if we're angry at somebody, we could be angry at them for looking at us sideways 15 years ago.
Right.
And we have to remember our brain remembers what, 15% of things that are accurate, or 15, like it's like a very small amount that is actually accurate. So how much of that is created? How much of that is the crappy committee,
Mhm.
creating this story for us? And we're just running with it. I mean, we can say, oh, girl, you know what she did 15 years ago? I can't believe it. I remember she was wearing the red dress. And the girl goes, well, here's the picture. And the dress is blue polka dots, right? And you're going, oh, well, it happened that way. It's our story that we're
Yeah.
making up. And that's what's happening even now, right? We're making up a story, a narrative of whatever it is that's bothering us. And when are we going to move past, get out of that 3D sludge, go into the meta, and look at the bigger picture? Instead of us being the victim of that person and our crappy committee, why don't we create something different?
Mm. Right, exactly. And
Now I gotta get the thing because it's gonna bother me.
and then in the other direction is like, I talk about this with online dating, right? Where you meet somebody and there's just this, you haven't met in person yet, so there's this digital connection. And so there's like the conversation you're having, and then our mind fills in the gap between how they're being and how we want them to be, and creates this whole fantasy around it, which is why I'm like, look, we need to, if we're interested in meeting, we need to meet sooner than later. Like, like that's not,
Yeah.
because digital chemistry is really easy. um, so yeah, our crappy committee, that's funny. I like that term. So, Hector, I would love for you to introduce yourself a little more. I mean, I gave a little bit of but I know you do more than entity removal. So if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then Shireen as well, if you want to say anything about your process or how you work, or you were talking about like heart song. And then anybody else has anything else that they want to say about the conversation at hand, or what are you hearing? I do have a Steve Nobel that I used in a session on Wednesday, and I think it's only about 11 minutes long, and so I think it might be a good one to throw in there for us. And then I don't know, well, if anybody's guided of what to do. I mean, it sounds like a noble healing probably is in order, but go ahead.
Okay.
Hector.
Yeah. So my name is Hector, and I specialize in energy healing through the removal of dark entities. Basically, I guide people into a meditative state during which they're able to begin to visualize these entities using their mind's eye, basically. And so what that allows me to do is, it allows me to be able to communicate directly with these energies that are attached to the person's energy field, and we can find out what they're doing there, basically, what their purpose is, how they connected to the person's energy field. And once we get all that information, we can empower, well, I can empower the person. I can kind of guide them to remember their true potential and their true power and their true ability to overcome any negative energy. And once that is done, I show them how to rid themselves of these entities or demons, whatever you want to call them, energies. And people seem to respond very well to that. People, I've seen drastic changes in people. For example, I helped a young lady from Colombia, and when she came to me, she was very very concerned because she was on the brink of suicide. She told me that she didn't find any joy in life anymore. She didn't want to live anymore. So we did a 2-hour session. We removed these entities, and at the end of the 2-hour session, she was super excited, super happy, full of joy, full of energy, and she was surprised. She didn't know what had happened in a way because it was such a quick session, but she felt a lot better. And to me, that was a big, all the people that I come across with that see changes like that are a big confirmation of that, that the work that I'm doing is actually helping. And not only that, but I also do a little bit of research on my own, like kind of like a mystic research, the structure of the energy field of the toroidal energy field of the person. I like to research, universal truths. I connect to the Akashic records. Yeah, that's a little bit about what I do.
Awesome. Thank you. So the reason I wanted him to say a little bit more about what he does is because those of us in this conversation of interdimensional beings, we all need to know somebody like Hector who can do what he does and do it well. So thank you for being here, Hector. And Hector made me a really cool gift. I'll share it soon, but he made me a really cool gift. Yeah, so Shireen, anything that you'd like to say about your process, or anything about this conversation, anything more about the noble healing and the pattern of judging, or?
I'm still I think I do body work, but I definitely branched more into energy work during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always done energy work, but I was able to do more remote work and see results, have confirmation of my ability to do these things. And I think, like you said, I think I work best when I remember to connect into kind of like the field and connect to the love vibration. And I know it's not really work at all when I'm coming from a place of love. And some of my most profound sessions, sometimes, working in body work or having a job where I'm not working for myself, but working for others. So definitely I have to work when I'm tired.
Right.
And I remember I had one session where it was the end of the day, my last session, I was tired, just pooped. And then I said, this entire session, I'm just going to concentrate on love. And, and I would just breathe, in my mind, breathe in love, breathe out love, or breathe in love and exhale what's no longer serving me. And at the end of that session, that client was like, that's the best massage I've ever had. And it was just, and so I know that whatever I'm still percolating to the heart song narrative, I know I'm doing I'm coming upon the right thing at the right time.
Mhm.
I just and I have shamanic training as well, but I haven't used it to my ability. I feel like my talents are not wasted, but they're just being unused. And I'm waiting to find my audience or find my crowd or attract those people and attract my group. I don't know. Um, and so, but I think that I also have a lot of clearing to do, generational trauma, um, my own trauma, and then I think once I start clearing that stuff, things will flow more smoothly.
Shereen, may I say something?
I was gonna, I had something to say too. Go for it.
It, I would definitely begin to ask yourself why your 3D body is delaying your growth. And the reason I say that is our bodies are very we have a consciousness in our 3D body and we have a consciousness in our spirit, right? And the consciousness in our 3D body, it knows our timeline. So it knows that once we get to a certain point, we are actually in a countdown, right? So the body has a survival mechanism. So the body will want to survive. And so what it does is it knows that if you're on your path, the countdown begins. And if the countdown is beginning, then the body will have a timeline, right? It will definitely not be around forever, like we all know. So what I'm feeling is that your body is giving you this carrot, and it's distracting you. It's saying, when this happens, and this happens, and if this happens, then we can go forward. But until that happens, we're not doing it. Right.
And I don't believe that consciously, because I actually did just have this conversation that I know that they're really on the surface, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm able to do these things right now. I just have this mental block or an energetic block that says, hold on, gimme, but stay back. And so, but yes, I totally, I agree with what you're saying. And when I think about the past year and the things that have been happening, it's slowly things are, I don't want to say getting taken away, but it's kind of like the things that I've identified with my sense of self are falling away. And it's going to make me have to concentrate on the real things. And I think that my body is slowing, however the situation has gotten itself. I think my body is putting me in a place where I finally do have to just concentrate on the thing at hand. And what you said about distractions does resonate, because it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that have defined me are slowly falling, or that I have my ego things. And not that I mean, I still have ego, distortions, but
I like that.
yeah, it's like next week I'm moving, and I'm used to always having lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, being able to afford that. And now I'll be living in a small studio and sharing that. And I listen to my thoughts, or what I tell myself about, oh, well, you're this age and this is what you have, and your friends are married and they have this and this and that, and it's always me feeling less than. And I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. I'm not. But where I am, as these things fall away, I have to revisit those questions again and how I feel about myself. And I know that I'm fine the way I am, but I really have to feel it in my head and in my heart. And it has to be in coherence.
Mm,
You know,
so
one
great.
more thing, and I know that you're chomping at the bit, Jules.
That's all.
But one thing that is really coming in strong is I would take a look at what would be the worst case scenario, or what is the negative part of moving forward, of really truly being on your path. Because it does feel to me like there's what's holding you back besides the conscious body is there. And I don't want to say it this way, but it's fear. There's a fear of something. There's something there that is, whether it be judgment, whether it be whatever it is, to really take a look at that. Where does it come from? To clear it from your DNA, to clear it from your cells and the cellular memory, because there's definitely something there holding you back. And that's kind of the work I think that we do, and that's definitely the thing that I do, is that we got to get down to the nitty gritty. Where is it? How do we clear it? Let's get rid of it, because I'm moving forward.
Yeah. Thank
All right,
you.
Jules.
So thank you so much for sharing. So here's how the I Am Collective works, is that, which is part of why I was probably guided to ask you of like, what's going on for you? What do you hear in this? Is that, first of all, you don't have to keep looking for your group. You found it, or at least part of your group, or one of your groups. And that whatever one person in the collective is dealing with is like, there's others, right? So one person is like the proxy, or the representation for whatever that conversation is out in the world. And so so it's perfect. There's so much of, because there are many others like you that are aware of their gifts, but they're like, I don't know, and is it time? And it's, the world is freaking crazy right now. Like, is this really, like, I'm feeling called to step up, but the world is crazy right now. Like, I don't know, like, is this really safe to do this right now with how crazy the world is? So I just want to say that is how we operate, is like, there's a lot that you brought up that is perfect for transmuting that and shifting that for the collective. And when you were talking about waiting, I got a very loud message in my ear, like, waiting for what? Like, stop, like, this is your team talking. Like, I don't, and especially when you started talking about the shamanic, like, there's you could even just start reading, start studying, start refreshing, not even necessarily using for others, but moving that energy of like using your shamanic gifts. I was guided to pull a couple cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. You just start to play with it, like, no pressure, but start to play with it, so that it's opening up those doors. And then now I'm really guided to do this Steve Nobel clearing, because there was a couple things you said, and I think now is the better place to insert it, and then we can have cuddle time and kind of talk at the end. Is that okay, Cynthia, Angela, Christina, that where we talk more at the end?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, oops, let me share.
Welcome to this super quick rescue meditation when you need a fast clearing and pick me up. And so open body, open mind, and breathe with your breath, connecting to the universal energy. On the in-breath, inviting that light into the body, the light of the universe around you, 360 degrees, into every cell of the body. light. And on the out breath, purging and releasing anything of a lower nature back to the universe, back to the light. Allow more of your own natural light to return to you. Following that cycle of breath. On the in-breath, inviting a higher light into your body. And on the out-breath, purging anything lower in your field back to the light. Anything lower in the physical body, etheric body, emotional body, or mental body. Releasing any energies that are not yours or are low frequency energy back to the light. Allow more of your own natural soul's light in the body, into all bodies. And breathe and open. I call your team in spirit of the highest light and resonance, your connection to your higher self, your I am presence, the oversoul. Your connection to all helpers, all guides, all angels, all archangels, all Elohim, all star beings, all star councils, come be with you now. Come be with you now. And calling the angels of the horizontal plane. In the east, Raphael, archangel of air, the symbol, the caduceus, and the energy, emerald green fire. Allow their energy to hold the space, to hold the space. And to the south, Michael, archangel of the element of fire, the symbol, a sword of flaming blue light, the energy, electric blue energy. Invite that energy to hold the space. To the west, Gabriel, archangel of water, the symbol, a silver chalice, the energy, diamond white fire. Invite that energy to hold the space for you. And to the north, Uriel, archangel of earth, of the body, the symbol, a golden pentacle, a five-pointed star and a circle of light, the energy, ruby red fire. Invite that angel to hold the space for you. Four angels, four energies, and open and expand your energy into the horizon. Expand your energy, releasing anything to the angels that can be released. And breathe and open. And to the vertical force, angels Metatron and Sandalphon. Invite those into the space. Metatron, the archangel of the great central sun, to invite the golden white fire from that sun down into the space and into the room and down into the heart chakra, anchoring into the heart, anchoring into the heart. And Sandalphon from the crystalline grid of Gaia to bring up that energy into the space, diamond white fire. From the earth, crystalline fire. And bring that up into the heart and anchor there. And let's call upon the angels around you. And anywhere you're holding cords, anywhere anyone is plugging into you,
Yes.
draining your energy or harvesting your energy, let's dissolve or cut all cords in all chakras, front, back, any direction.
Heart dissolve, mental fluid delete.
If you wish to join in with the sword of Michael, cut everything, cording into you. Just check from crown to base, cutting everything back, front, left, right.
Dissolve. Concept clear.
Pulling out any cords and sealing your body in light. And release all energies that are not yours.
Release, release.
Any energies you've taken on, sexual or emotional particularly, purge and release.
Purge and release.
Also mental, purge and release. Energies which are not yours.
Purge and release. All energy.
Allow more of your own natural soul's light to connect to you. And breathe and open. And let's ask the energy of the crystalline grid to connect you more deeply with that grid, as if two silver cords can come up to the feet and run through the legs and come to the base chakra. You may also want to invite more cords into the hands, silver cords into the hand chakras, grounding you into the crystalline grid. Feel the support of that grid holding you, protecting you. Protecting you. It's safe to be in the body. It's safe to be a light worker.
Safe to be
Even in this volatile time. It's never been safer to be a light worker, to come out, to shine your light on the earth plane, to align with your soul's mission. It's never been safer.
Never been
Never
safer.
been a better time.
Never been a better time.
Let's call upon the solar fire from the great central sun and Metatron to place a sphere of that light around you, protecting you. Cleansing and protecting you, breaking any interference, dissolving any projections of energy. Sealing that all the way around, front, back, all the way around, beneath the feet, above the head, blocking off any interference. Beyond that, let's place a sphere of ultraviolet fire, cleansing all of your subtle bodies into infinity. Ultraviolet fire, cleansing and dissolving and releasing anything in your subtle bodies into infinity. And breathe and open. And let's ask the angels to download the vibrational frequency of bark rescue remedy into every cell of your body. Bark flower rescue remedy. And open and expand the light in the cells, allowing more peace and harmony in the cells. And finally, let's call for a greater influx of the energies of ease, grace and flow into your reality. A greater influx of the energies of ease, grace and flow. Dissolving blocks, dissolving interference, dissolving challenges. And breathe and come to your center. Come to your center. Just come to your center, pulling back any energy in your energy field that needs to be pulled back, sealing your field, releasing everything, feeling a new vibrational frequency in the cells, a greater influx of ease, grace and flow in your reality. and breathe and open, breathe and open. And when you're ready, just coming back with the energies of this super quick pick me up and energy clearing. And this meditation is offered to you, as always, with love and blessings, love and blessings.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, so good. Mm. So, anybody that wants to is welcome to. This is our cuddle time. We talked a little more in the beginning than we normally do. There's often more like actual work time. We did start about 10 minutes late though. I love that meditation for a couple of reasons. First of all, love that rapidly inviting in my whole spirit team, star council, archangels, like all of it. Nobody that I've encountered so far cleanses and clears as thoroughly as Steve Novell does. And you can go deeper with it, but this is like, if I had a trade show booth, and I helped this client that her son had an entity, and she sat down on my table, and I was like, whoa, and she like I had to clear that energy before I could help other people. Like there was only so much I could do with her, but I took her outside, I saged us both, and then I did that 11-minute super quick clearing. And it can be all you need, 11 minutes to totally reset and protect and release. So, Angela, Christina, Cynthia, anything you guys want to say or anything? We lost Hector. I think he probably had a client.
I think I want to go back to what you were talking about, Julie, with the Ho'onopono.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that. I work with the grid every day. I work with Mother Earth multiple hours a day, actually. And I find myself doing Ho'onopono everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the realization that hit me is now is the time where healing can take place through time and space. You know what I mean? Through ancestral lines.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the Ho'onopono that I've been doing with the planet is all about representing humanity and envisioning a new earth that includes that important spiritual connection where she is adored, where she is treated like the deity that she is, where the consciousness connects with her and all decisions that are made with her in mind. And I think when it comes to us as individuals, now is a really, really great time to work on some self-forgiveness as well.
Mm-hmm.
My CSL minister used to say, the only sin is comparison. And it is interesting how we're being stripped away from our identities being attached to the material and being replaced with a greater knowledge of our identification with the spiritual. So I just wanted to add to that. Yeah. And I will say, in my light work lately, I've had a couple of interesting things happen where I've actually been called to transmute in history, believe it or not. So that's been very interesting. I found myself twice in ancient Egypt. And then at another time, I will tell you exactly the year, 389 AD in Britannia. So it's interesting. The earth is calling out for it. And I think as individuals, our grace is here if we accept it.
Mm,
Cynthia, what's so
okay.
amazing about that is to understand, and I know you know this, but that past, present, and future exist all at the same time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
even though you're transmuting something that we linearly think that it happened in the past, you're transmuting an energy that might be in the way of our present and our future. So
Yeah,
might
it
be
was very,
clogging up
very
the circuit.
interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I feel complete, actually. I feel pretty good.
Right. Oh wait, she's back. Okay. Angela, Christina, anything you want to add? You don't have to. I'm asking.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
This has been great.
Thanks. Oh, I did want to say something too that's been interesting, and I hadn't heard it before. So one of the things, so we have a lot of people that participate in this group that are essential oil, like essential oils is part of their medicine, is a big part of their medicine. And so I learned that I can breathe in an essential oil here where I am, or I usually have my box tinctures with me. I have Rescue Remedy, which he mentioned, but that I have some other ones that are specifically for like being decisive or being optimistic or diffusing grief. There's a couple other ones. I had like 6 or 7 of them. And I will take it where I am and with the intention of like, I'm taking this for the collective. I'm introducing this frequency for the collective. I'll do it here and then I'll send it out. And Shannon can tell you, like, it'll be like, well, I smell that, right? And I've started to do it with the tuning forks as well, where I'm like, okay, I'm sending out this frequency. And like you were saying, Shireen, right? Where like starting to work remotely, that it fascinates me. It doesn't matter if you're in the room with me or you're in Australia or New Zealand or wherever. It doesn't matter. I can still work with your energy and move energy and help you like release something. So sorry, I just wanted to say that about the whole, when Steve said that, he's like, you know, to infuse, I think was the word he used, the frequency of Bach's Rescue Remedy. So
Yeah, I actually caught that too. I mean, when he said Rescue Remedy, I had to do a double take. I'm like, did he just mention Rescue Remedy? Because I lived on that when I was doing my master's program. And then he said it again, and then my body remembered what it was. And then it went, oh yeah, we remember this. It was pretty powerful.
yeah, it's so cool.
Today's kind of like a lower, like a chill day. You know, usually we're not usually. There are times that we're just like boom, 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 boom. Today is kind of like, yeah, we're just going with the flow. We're letting the energy just move properly. So it's nice.
Yeah. There are days. I wouldn't say this is a typical call. You know, but it always is like, it's the energy of whoever shows up, right? Like, you know, most of us on the call are a little bit more chill, you know, so, and then it's, you know, there's some times where people that are on the call that it's like in the beginning of the call, they're like, okay, great, good chatting, we need to get to work, right? You know, like, okay, you know, so.
Or if we get like a really strong message, like if we get a really strong message and we just go, But
Right.
today was kind of just one of those chill days. It was just like, okay, you know, that 11 or 111 was really intense
Yeah.
and the energy was really intense. And now they're like, okay, we just need you to flow, let it flow. You know, don't make any plans, just let it flow. So
Exactly.
I am going to have to hop off in a little bit though, because I've got
Yeah.
other things, but
Anything else for anyone that you want to say to be complete for today? No?
I do want to mention for those who are new, we have the Facebook group. So you can contact either me or Jules and we can get you into the Facebook group. All of these recordings are on the Facebook group. So some of them I would recommend going back and listening to them. But yeah, I mean, I would say come back and enjoy, you know, next time, who knows what it's going to be.
Yeah. And it's there's different people who are available often to participate on a Tuesday at 11, and then there's the other crew that often can do the evening, you know, like after work, which is why we did the variety of like morning and evening. And I already friend requested you, Shireen. I can do the same for you, Angela. Do you do Facebook? Do you?
She's
I'm
in
already
she's in the
group.
collective too.
Oh, you're already in the collective.
I
Okay.
added her.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you guys for taking the time to sit here with us and to continue this amazing energy every
Well,
week.
and we can also use the Facebook group as, you know, as a space for dialogue. Like if things come up, it's like, okay, you know, God, I heard this message today. Like I'm gonna copy the message that Eric got that he posted, or maybe I'll have him post it on the page. But yeah, it's like a hub where we can share what we're dealing with, because it tends to be that we're all dealing with it. Oh, I didn't read the cards, so I'm going to tell you the cards that I pulled, and then I'll actually post them on the page as well. So the cards that got pulled from the Mystical Shaman Oracle Guidebook, the Arrow, and the Sacrifice, number 44. And then from the Work Your Light Oracle deck, Mirror, who or what is triggering you? So I'll post these a picture of these cards and then the meaning of them from the book underneath in the comments when I post the recording, which will be probably in like half an hour or so. Awesome. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
You.
Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Stay.
No mistakes.
No mistakes.
No
Namaste.
mistakes.
No mistakes. ever.
Namaste. I'm going to make a shirt that says Namaste High Vibe.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Thank you for showing up, Shireen. Happy
No
you're here.
problem.
Please come back.
Definitely.
Ciao.
Ciao.